When you're talking about the destruction of an F4 tornado, you're talking about more than just a bunch of loose rubble. You're talking about the demolition of entire buildings. And how does a community come back from that? The Muslim religion is one that teaches peace, not terror. And the DeKalb Mosque is having an open house showing DeKalb citizens that that is the truth. Graduating from NIU is filled with all sorts of rituals, including taking photos in front of the Northern Illinois sign in your cap and gown. One Korean War veteran is finally getting that opportunity 63 years later. Gus Trantham was all set to walk down the aisle and receive his diploma. Unfortunately, Trantham was pulled into the Navy during the Korean War, but even during a time like that, Trantham thought of graduating.
And I said, yeah, here we are. I should be graduating here today and all of that. And they sang happy graduation to me. Well, I should have been graduating here. So that was it. And that started the seed of someday I'm going to get that graduation in my own hands.
Now, after 63 years, Trantham finally got to put on his cap and gown, don his tassel, pose for photos in front of the NIU sign, and even snagged a photo with some fellow graduates. Many of which, according to Lisa Miner, the Director of Institutional Communication, are excited to share the day with Trantham.
Sure, our students are very excited to share this special day with a fellow student of NIU.
Trantham has spent the last couple days walking around a very different looking campus from the one he left over half a century ago. And he will finally get to make that ceremonial walk to receive his diploma at Saturday's 5:30 ceremony. For WLBK, I'm Aaron Barogan. What do rhythmic tones, steel cans, and mallets all have in common? Well, in this case, they're all part of a 35-member NIU steel band. The band, which is now directed by Liam Tagg and Clifford Alexis, was created in 1973 by G. Allen O'Connor, and it was the first active steel band formed in an American university. But the sounds of the steel band didn't start at NIU or Jamaica, which is commonly believed. The sounds of the steel band started in Trinidad and Tobago. It eventually made its way to NIU, where now NIU is one of the only universities that offers the steel pan as a major instrument of choice.
NIU is the only university right now that gives a bachelor's and master's degree in specific study on the steel pan. So for me, I'm always happy when stuff are happening in regards to the steel pan, considering where it came from.
Last night, the NIU Steel Band set out to inform the public about the culture behind the steel pan and gave a concert at the public library. The concert ended with a smooth saxophone solo and an audience up and dancing. For NTC News, I'm Aaron Barogan. This sign reading "Cherish Life's Simple Pleasures" stands on the lawn where there once stood a building. And even after a tornado tore this tiny town apart, Fairdale is rebuilding, and they're doing it all without any government aid.
No federal, state, or county funds, no government funds, not a dime.
When you're talking about the destruction of an F4 tornado, you're talking about more than just a bunch of loose rubble. You're talking about the demolition of entire buildings. And how does a community come back from that? For Fairdale, the Long-Term Recovery Corps relied on volunteers, donations, and fundraisers.
We raised $1.5 million, as you saw from the press release.
Besides dealing with the death of some of their neighbors and the destruction of their tiny town, residents of Fairdale are also healing from PTSD.
There are people still struggling. Trauma really does start to rise about the 6 to 12 month time. People are experiencing nightmares and flashbacks and general anxiety.
And some former residents are trying to heal by taking their once beloved homes, demolishing them, and selling the lands, while others have taken the destruction they were given and started creating new memories in a place they have always called home. For NTC News in Fairdale, I'm Aaron Barogan. The Muslim religion is one that teaches peace, not terror. And the DeKalb Mosque is having an open house showing DeKalb citizens that that is the truth. Muhammad Labadi, president of the Islamic Society in DeKalb, praised the Asir, or afternoon prayer, at the new DeKalb Mosque. The mosque hosted an open house to the community, inviting them in not only for tours, but to teach them what the Islam belief is truly about.
To come in and see what Islam is really about and ask Muslims about what they feel is going on around the world and how they really deal with these kind of situations and their neighbors. Is that truly representative of Muslims or not?
There's an old saying that says, if you really want to make a friend, go to someone's house and eat with him. The people who give you their food give you their heart. And that's exactly what the DeKalb Mosque did. They shared a spread of Mediterranean foods, allowed guests to observe a prayer, and discussed some of the teachings of the Muslim faith with guests.
This is according to, you do not kill children, you do not kill women, you do not kill the elderly. That's in the Quran, so we don't dispute it whatsoever.
But not all those who learn love and peace from the Quran receive that in the outside world. Middle schoolers Janine Asaf and Maha Al-Qarzam have been bullied because they wear a headscarf or participate in the Islam faith.
Yeah, because like they say, oh, you wear this just because you're bald, you know? I mean, I would think don't judge others, you know? Just maybe it's their religion and you can't judge, you know?
Like, somebody was about to take it off of me once.
Yeah.
But discrimination like this hasn't stopped the Muslim community in DeKalb from reaching out to educate, or even from growing. In the short 4 months since the mosque has opened, the population that comes to the Jama prayer has increased. For NTC News in DeKalb, I'm Aaron Barogan.